Yeah, so I'm curious, like, as far as the design process, Brian, was it a Seahawks mold that you had, or were you just going on like basically what the hull design was, and you created something on your own? Was there a lot of trial and error with that? Like, how did you actually come up with the hull designs?
So where I started, there was an ex-Seahawks kind of project manager that after Seahawks went out in the 90s, he started building the 21. See, Seahawks never had a 21 or a 20. They had a 20 and a 23. So he made a 21, which is what I started with. I was able to acquire the 21 whole mold from him, and it was made off of the Seahawks boats that were produced and designed by Bruce Collier.
Okay.
So, but that's kind of where I started. You know, I had been refitting boats, and it was kind of time. I kind of knew that it was either look, we're going to do this or we're not. You know, I'm gonna have to pursue other means to support my family and go about that. So, but we started with that, and we had to build. I built the first two 21s with the motors hung on the stern, which is not a bad thing. It encroaches on the room a little bit inside the boat. We're actually getting ready to come back out and have an available version of both the 21 and the 24 with the motor bolted directly onto the stern with a traditional splash well on there. You'll be able to have all the same parts as the other. It'll just be a different way that we are going to offer the 21 to hit some more price points. We're going to power it with 150 horsepower and package it a certain way, and hopefully be able to advertise that boat, and then also venture into the 24 and hit it with some 250s, maybe even some 200s. Just to be able to make sure that whatever it is, or if there's a special request, or if that's just the way that you like it, then we can do that.
Yeah, I'm assuming like having the motor directly on the transom and having the cutout, the boat probably turns on a dime, I would assume, right? A little less.
Yes. Yeah. So every time you push the brackets are great. They're like one of the biggest selling points of the boats.
Well, they make the boat so big, so it's a big 21. Yeah.
Well, I built the first two boats, and I built boxes in the back of each corner, and I absolutely hated it, and because you could never get into the corner. Me as a fisherman, and I love to tuck into each of the corners if you're fishing, and or we don't put the batteries back there, and we don't have any electrical connections that go through there, so they kind of serve no purpose. So, but
so when you have the cutout in the back like that, where does the live well go?
So that is the only thing that will get altered, is that live well in the stern goes away. So we will have to introduce one. I have done my large live well like Chris has on a 21. The only sacrifice is that you have to sacrifice about 6 inches of that bilge hatch because the live well will protrude aft of that. We do have other live well options, lean and post live well options that we source. The same company that we get our fiberglass hardtops from has a lean and post live well that is a 40-gallon that kind of takes the place of that as well. So that'll be also another great option, and if the if our tests prove right and we need to come out with a new part. You know, we're building new molds every day. You know, our all the way down. You know, we've got 2 new models that are getting ready to come out, the 25 and the 27. The 25 is kind of a real hardcore tournament fishing boat. It's a little bit different than my 21 and 24, but we are able to hang up to 600 horsepower on it. The first one, we have a Seakeeper inside of it. It has a step-down console to where you can do that. So that boat should hit a lot of fishing profiles. Probably, you know, one of the closest ones to it would be like the 27 Onslow. And we have made the demo boat, and we've made 2 more of those so far, and we are plugging along, adding live wells, adding a couple different parts in there to make sure that we make it the best fishing boat that we can do.
We saw, is that the one you posted on Instagram a few weeks ago? The little test drive?
Yeah, it was. You know, it's so we're fine tuning that in, and I've got to call in to my videographer and the photographer, and we're getting it all dialed up, and we're gonna take it down, do all the marketing stuff on it, do it. That's a super package. You know, that boat will be able to be powered anywhere from twin 150s all the way up to, you know, the twin 300 Mercuries, which that's what we have on it. On the demo boat, you know, it pushes it upwards to 65 miles an hour top end. The Mercury V8 300, its advantage is that it weighs the same thing as the Suzuki 200. So there's different, like Dante's boat, you know, I'm able to throw 300 horsepower on that boat, and it really livens it up, you know. But those are a couple of the motor options that we're able to do on that one.
I can't imagine your boat with the 300.
Yeah, I know.
You'll finally be able to beat me.
Yeah.
We race all the time, by the way.
Right. Well, it's like, you know, we're on the river, but you know, the biggest thing is, in all actuality, you know, we're cruising, you know, 30s, you know, and that's what's getting the best gas mileage. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
Both those modified V hulls, I mean, you can achieve over 3 miles to the gallon, which helps out with the fuel prices and everything else, you know, that's going on.